All right, good evening, good evening. This is Woodman here. I want to talk to you about what happens when an alchemist is chosen as a child of God, and that such a person would actually become one of the most dangerous people in existence. A lot of this is rooted in a combination of physical, philosophical, and practical powers that these individuals possess. And I want to go into this more in detail about why fooling around and finding out with these kinds of people is not a good idea. Mystery and mastery of transmutation. Alchemists are traditionally seen as the masters of transmutation and the ability to change certain energy or substances into other energy or substances. And being chosen by a god means that on a profound level, they would have great control over energy and matter itself. The ability to create or destroy with unparalleled precision can make these individuals truly, truly very dangerous. They always talk about the great quest for the Philosopher's Stone, right? Which is that a chosen alchemist might be believed to possess or have the ability to create and or find the Philosopher's Stone, which is this legendary substance that could turn just about anything into anything else, like metals into gold, beings into immortals, which would give great powers over a meaningful life, an eternal life, along with unlimited currency, economic systems that are self sustaining, and so forth. What about spiritual enlightenment? Well, as a child of God, this kind of alchemist would be seen as having a deep spiritual connection and divine insight with the Most High God above. In other words, they might very well have a portal over their head where their crown chakra ends. And so this knowledge would make them powerful leaders with the power to sway large groups of people, possibly even leading to fanaticism or even cult like followers. What about knowledge of hidden truths? Well, these kinds of alchemists would often be associated with the pursuit of hidden knowledge and the secrets of the universe, things that mainly secret societies would happen to know, right? Like Masons or certain covens or certain types of societies that possess knowledge that has been held back from the public. With this wisdom and understanding of the supernatural, they would have powerful knowledge of rituals, spells, and manipulation of various spiritual forces, which would make them formidable and potentially dangerous, particularly if their intentions were malevolent. But even if their intentions are righteous and are of a retributive kind, um, also there's a possibility for ethical ambiguity, right? Which is that someone with ultimate knowledge who then falls into an ethical dilemma might very well operate under a different moral framework and thus believing that their righteousness is self justifying, that because they have a divine purpose, they can do whatever they want, and this ambiguity could result in actions that could become dangerous or destructive to others because they believe at that point they can do no wrong. What about unpredictable power? Well, the combination of divine favor as well as alchemical prowess would make such an individual not only unpredictable, but perhaps unstoppable. And so their ability to affect change on a physical and metaphysical level could be seen as a threat by existing powers and institutions who might fear the potential for being targeted, for potential misuse, for even unintended consequences. Because what if they cross the path of this individual and anger them and then draw their ire, right? What about the potential for obsession, the pursuit of alchemical goals, such as the creation of the Philosopher's Stone or the Elixir of Life, could lead to almost an obsessiveness on the part of this chosen child of God, right? This chosen alchemist, driven by obsessions, might very well forget the mission, which is that they're there to serve God, to bring light to the world, and it could turn potentially catastrophic. What about divine mandate? What if the alchemist believes that because they're chosen by God, that they feel they know better than possibly even God what their actions must be, because God is infinite and God thinks on levels that humans cannot. But being a chosen, this person might very well believe that they somehow have a reasoning level that's as powerful as God, and that can become extremely dangerous. What about the dual nature of alchemy itself? I mean, alchemy is often viewed as scientific, but also somewhat mystical. The chosen alchemist would bridge these two worlds, harnessing power of science as well as spirituality, right? If you knew the laws of both and you were able to fuse them together, you could do amazing things, right? This duality could lead in breakthroughs that are wondrous and terrifying, considering that their application would be unprecedented. And what about the potential for corruption? Power, especially on a divine or near divine level, can corrupt absolutely. Even a chosen alchemist with the best of intentions might become corrupted by a power they wield, leading them to use their abilities in ways that could cause great harm once they lose focus and sight of what they're really here to do. Bottom line is an alchemist chosen as a child of God could be feared and perceived as one of the most dangerous people on the planet due to their mastery over physical and spiritual realms. And the potential to possess such immense and transformative power could go awry if they are to venture into areas of ethical ambiguity. And that obsession and corruption might very well take them off their true path. This combination of factors would make them a figure of immense potential for both good and ill, with their actions having far reaching and possibly unpredictable consequences. And so the point of this being is let's say if you're out there and you think of yourself as some sort of godlike being and you happen to come across an alchemical child of God and you target them and you're trying to steal their power and you're trying to use what they have for your benefit, well, how kind of stupid do you have to be to want to make such an enemy of a person, right? Like you would have to think that at some point, if this person realizes what you're doing, chosen child of God or not, they will engage in self-defense, and self-defense may result in your own destruction. So the question you have to ask yourself is do you really feel lucky? Do you really feel that lucky that you would pull the wool over the eyes of a chosen one, a child of God who's an alchemical master, and that crossing paths with them isn't going to result in terrible consequences for yourself? If nothing else, even if they did nothing, what about the karma that would be left behind? What about all of the negative punishment that you would be receiving? Because while you think you got away with an act in the first instance, having targeted a child of God, God has their full focus on you. So unless you don't believe in God altogether, that is a serious problem that you're going to have to deal with. And God is not going to be too happy about what you did to a child of God, to a chosen one of God, one who is truly blessed. It would probably be better if you had never been born at that point, right? So people need to think about that. You know, sometimes we cut off the nose to spite the face, but is that the battle you really want to pick? Is that the hill you want to fight and die on? This is Woodman here with his Grand Rising message for June 6, 2024. I hope you enjoyed this message. Please continue to like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate all your support of this channel. I love you and have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye.